Peace, 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 peace,
Now
family,
what did
peace.
what did you just say?
I
I
said,
had
you
hold
look,
on,
you
wait, hold on, wait.
look.
I said, hold on. I said I gotta get in some light.
Yeah.
I gotta get in some light. And what did you just say?
I said, you little brown, you know what I'm
No, you didn't say that.
saying?
Don't lie.
I
What
said,
did
you
you just say?
brown, almost high yellow.
No. You said no. Say what you just said. Say what you just said.
You got some,
No, man,
colonizer.
what you say? What
You got
you did you
colonizer
just?
blood. You got a little
Can you just
colonizer
say?
blood inside you. I say
I
you
don't
light
have.
skinned. I say you
I
light
don't have.
skinned. You
No,
light skinned.
see, you bypassed it, and then you said something way worse.
I said you light skinned.
You said I had colonizer blood in me.
Yeah.
I ain't got no colonizer blood in me. My granddad on my granddad on my mama's side is jet black. My grandma is a white woman. My grandma's a white woman, but my granddad is a jet black. So you know it goes by the paternal now.
Yeah, of course, no doubt.
So I was gonna correct you on that and say, don't call me light. I was saying, don't call me light, my brother. No, I ain't gonna correct you. Not on your show.
Nah, I just gonna have to edit that piece out. You know what I'm saying? Edit a little part out.
No, you don't.
Nah, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
Don't edit it. Don't edit it. We're gonna leave it in. That's why I told you to press record.
I know. I figured you was going there with it.
You already know.
Definitely. Again, family, peace. This ain't gonna be black talk. I'm gonna make up something else with this, you know.
Let's get it.
Yeah, this me and our brother Holy Water, you know.
Absolutely.
We sparking this joint off for the tool, you know.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of things. You know, I came initially and I want you to speak on entrepreneurship, black businesses and so forth.
Oh,
but
no.
And also with that, I feel like I'm ill-equipped with that, so I'm not even gonna go into that. I don't know if you ever see the book, The Secret. I went to bring it down, but I forgot. Secret.
Well, Secret?
Yeah, it's a book. It's called The Secret. The Secret.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know. Never read it though.
Yeah, I had a few pages. I read a few pages. Like the free version was telling you about the secret to the universe, the secret to the secret. And I'm reading first. I'm like, God damn, get to the freaking book already. It's a secret. Everybody needs the secret. The secret going. Well, then, you know, they're speaking on our manifestation. You know, you speak stuff into existence.
Guess what? Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say. Go ahead.
Now, you speak things into existence. You put out negative in the universe, you're gonna get negative. You put out positive in the universe, you're gonna get positive. You know, I was just listening to a minute ago. Our Dead Prayers. The song is called Overstand. You know, it's speaking on the power of refinement. You know what I'm saying? You making yourself, you bettering yourself. It's always, this world evolves. You know what I'm saying? People evolve, animals evolve. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's only right to evolve your mind as well. But go ahead and say what you want to say.
Let me tell you something, my brother. Dr. Miles Monroe spoke on that book, and you know what Dr. Miles Monroe said. He said, I read that. He said, you know, if I could have the Bohemian accent, I would do it so gracefully. But he said, you know, I got this book, The Secret. I'm trying.
Yeah. Horrible job. You get a Z for effort.
You funny. No, but he said, I got the book, The Secret. I read it. He said, don't waste your money. Basically, he said, don't waste your money on that book. They talk about all that in the Bible. A black leader said that, who didn't think like me and you. Probably a little bit, but not as radical as me and you.
Yes.
So with the mentality that me and you have, you can hear me good. You can hear me real good.
I can hear you real good. Yes.
Okay, cool. I got my headphones in. It ain't got no mouthpiece, but I guess I don't know. But I just want to be able to hear you.
No, that's good. It's clear. It's really, really clear.
It's clear. Okay, cool. So basically, everything that you know, I go back to what he said about that, and like, cause you know, the Bible is a black book. That's black history. You know, whether it's allegories or stories that was told from the ancients, it's still a history about black people. Period. And they tell you all about positive energy in the Tanakh. So what people need to, you know, I'm not telling people they have to gravitate towards the Bible or nothing like that. What I'm saying is that history is already out there. Black people already, we've been knowing about positive energy since way before the slave days. How do you think we stayed alive during the slave times? Because we maintain our positive mentality. We maintain who we were even in chains. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the mentality. I can't talk too loud out here, but you can hear me though, because I got windows and stuff around here. You know, I can't talk too loud, but
Yeah,
you can hear me though.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you can't. but but basically everything, the whole energy and the whole vibe and about, you know, being black and melanated, you know, that's great to celebrate that. But knowledge is more important than all that.
Definitely.
You can be melanated like a tire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Forgive me. I take that back. You can be melanated like the chocolate, like the chocolate in the tree branch.
There we go. I
Or
like that.
or you can be melanated, like the original soil. That so-called jet black soil that gives life to plants. You can be melanated like the universe. The universe is beautiful. I don't know why we call it darkness.
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
don't know what.
yes. Talk that.
You know,
Talk that.
check this out. You know how many children have been made in the dark?
Yes.
Hold on. I'm trying to tell you something.
I gotta go. I gotta flow there with King's light. Like what King usually said. He said, without darkness, there's no light. Without darkness, light is it's no light. King,
exactly.
yeah.
And see, darkness, you know.
But I know you was talking earlier. That's the book there, The Secret. I had to run upstairs real quick and grab it. Right there, The Secret.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got that from the wife.
And and the thing about it is that when you making love to it, like when I'm making love to a beautiful black woman, sometimes I leave the lights on so I can see how beautiful she is all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I turn the lights off and she's still beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I'm trying. No, but look, you know, and it gives like this mystified touch to the atmosphere. And babies have been made in the dark. But anyway, I ain't gonna stay on that. I ain't gonna stay on that too long. But black people have been on this. Imagine being enslaved, right? And still making babies in chains.
Mm. I like to piggyback on that a little bit.
No doubt.
Imagine you be in the bondage for 200 allegedly. Let's go with the 275 years allegedly in the bondage. The worst conditioning, the worst food, the worst housing, no jackets. You understand, and you still procreate. You're still creating at a high pace. You regularly when they put the Native American, what they call today, they call them the Indians. They put them under the same trials and condition. They down there went extinct. And also with the Native, also because of war, they didn't do it, but we did. We bowed down. They didn't bow down. They went to war, you know. But yeah, imagine putting any other race of people in the same condition for 275 years. They would go literally extinct. You understand? When people sit and speak on us, we're marvelous. We're resilient. We're resilient. We're all in a category by ourselves.
A part of our survival, was to bow down. And I'm gonna tell you, but the thing about it is, by bowing down, it created a dysfunction. It created a distortion by bowing down. But it's almost like if I would say light and dark, so-called light and dark, because to me darkness is good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the darkness that we was just talking about, which is the melanated universe.
Yes.
You know, but the darkness, you know, they try to say darkness is something, you know, wicked or bad, you know, but the thing about the slavery is being in that situation, even though it was a so-called dark moment, it was still light in it. And by our women bowing down, we still were able to be born and still grow today. Now I look at my ancestors as champions because they bowed down so I could survive. A lot of times it kind of hurts
Not all of them. All of them didn't bow down. Some of them went to war to the very end, to the bitter end.
But the thing about it is, what I'm trying to say is that should we even be calling it bowing down? Because yeah, a lot of them went to war, but you had some. But to me, bowing down is a part of war, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because in the end, the better source is gonna always come out on top anyway. So some of them decided, okay, we're gonna go to war. Some of them didn't have the mental strength to go to war, but a lot of those men that went to war, they died. So it's almost like them dying, they became fallen soldiers. But it's almost like somebody that bows is also a fallen soldier because they feel like they have no other option to live but bow.
Malcolm X said it the best. He said I'd rather die on my feet than he said again, I'd rather die on my feet than, how was it again? Than crawl to you on my knees. You understand?
And and that's a fact. And at the same time, like, you know how some people might say stuff like house nigga and field nigga and stuff like that. See me, I can't look at somebody who's a Sambo, from what I've heard.
I'm glad you didn't use Uncle Tom. I appreciate that. You used the right analogy. Thank you.
I know the history. The history. You already know I know the history. But Sambo, if somebody said, see, look, I look at it like this. The Caucasian colonizer is the one that raised up Sambo. You understand? So by him raising up Sambo, he raised up an enemy against me. Just like what we see today. We see our brothers being raised up to shoot one another. That is a Caucasian ideal.
Yes.
We see our brothers doing what? Our brothers selling drugs to each other, destroying the black woman, destroying the black man. What is that? That is a Caucasian idea.
Blackface. That's exactly what it is. A blackface.
Exactly. So it's almost like blackface times 2. I am black. I am black. I am black acting blackface. So the ignorance of doing those things have distorted our people. And by doing those things, by it distorting our people, it's created now like it's a glorification. And there's no worse glorification than glorifying something that's destroying your own people, like selling dope, murder, prostitution, pimping. And these things are being glorified because that is a Caucasian ideal from the beginning. Because those are the things they did with us in the beginning. You feel me?
I feel like I got the opportunity and chance. Let me go ahead and I have to say what I say because one of my Hebrew brothers, and I'm about to invite 2 of them on the panel. Hopefully my next panel. No, not now. Hopefully on the next panel. He said he was yo, listen, I'm sorry I'm about to get off topic. I'm gonna get back on the topic.
No, you good.
He cut me so bad. I needed bandages. Verbally, of course. Verbally cut me so bad with his words. I needed bandages. I was like, shit. Any bandage for me, man? You know what I'm saying? You cut me and you put salt on my wound. You throw lemon juice on my wound. But he was saying, he said, Neil, you running from the truth, man. I heard one time you mentioned the teaching of the Most High. So I feel like right now I have no other choice but to do so now. So I don't get no cutting from him. Again, no tongue lashing.
Right.
No tongue lashing. I'm trying to be.
No. But but the thing about it is, see, the teaching of the Most High, right? That's very valuable and that's very valid. At the same time, this is like This is like a podcast. And
Mm-hmm.
those things can always be up for discussion. At the same time, this being a podcast, it's like a business. Like if I'm running a business and I want to put out a universal business, I'm not going to force my standpoint on people all the time. I'm going to look at a universal approach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I'm giving up how I think or how I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is having a universal point of view or perspective uh, will attract others to listen to the universal knowledge that you have. You know, because we could quote. I mean, we could quote scriptures. You can quote scriptures all day, but to someone who don't listen to scriptures, who don't listen to the Bible, they're not going to listen to what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if I open up a store and every time somebody came into the store, I start talking about, you know, this information and that information. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But the old African proverb, you hang in the barbershop too long, you'll eventually get a cut. I'm
that's
just
a fact.
saying. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. You know, and it's like, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. See, that's not a bad idea either, because the information, the biblical information, that will, you know, when you take, you know, the information and you look at it from a slavery standpoint, man, you know, and how to eat and all those things, man, it'll change the dynamics of our people. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Nah, but
So
the dietary law, like whole, like what I wanted to say earlier, but I had to make mention of my brother Chariot before that was you saying that was black people can the will of white people, black people every black people, melanated people doing the bidding of their oppressors. I want to say that is uh when you sell a nation of people, you stole, sold, kidnapped, whatever you want to label it as. When you,
hey, Leo, hold on, my bad. Say it again. Oh yeah, I'm gonna check it out after this. Appreciate you. My bad, bro. What you saying? Sorry
no,
about
you're
that.
good. But when you stole, sold, or kidnapped a nation of people and you take away all of their, you first you send them to somewhere unknown to them. Then you strip them of everything, their belief system, their names, the way of life. I'm gonna say religion, their way of life, and you go ahead and you feed them with everything. And at the same time, you're telling them that yo, you ain't shit, you're inferior to me, blah, blah, blah. I'm going ahead, I'm going to give you your same God. I'm going to give you back your same God, but only thing look like me, the oppressor, and let you go
Yeah.
ahead for centuries and centuries. So you expect people to, after a while, to start doing their bidding. Because again, they're miseducated, they're misled, they're misindoctrinated, or a brainwash, shampoo condition, I'm saying, preconditioned. So I understand, like I said again, some people are consciously aware of what they're doing and still do it, and then some people just don't know. You know, I know I spoke to you on this already, that my messaging, honestly speaking, and I know it's going to come off like maybe like being a pedophile or pedophilia a little bit. My focus is mostly on the children. I feel
Right.
personally that you can't change. There's a lot of broken adults. There are literally a lot of broken adults out there. I feel
Right.
like our focus should be on the children, our generation, our household. Literally, our household.
Well,
You
you
start
know,
from it.
that's not, you know, that's not that's definitely not pedophilia, not in the sense of, not, you know, not in the sexual sense. We're trying to, we this is, if anything, that's something we want to engage by giving the children knowledge. That's
Mhm.
something that they need. We're not perverts. We're going to
Yes,
give the
yes, yes,
children,
yes, yes, definitely. I
we're,
just know.
we're,
I know
we're,
when when they said I'm putting my focus in towards the children, I know some people be like, oh,
well, you know, and this is why both of us are on here, and we're
Mhm.
saying we're not perverts. We love,
Yes.
we don't, we're not rapists. We're not
Mm.
perverts. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't even want to mistreat no grown woman.
Mhm.
So the thing about it is we have an ideology, like we have an ideology against all of that. We don't, that's not our operation. You
Mhm.
know, we want to operate in a full-fledged, we want to honor our children, bro. And that's what we do.
Definitely.
We want to
Because I know
honor them.
I told you that time and time again, I got two sons. You know what I'm saying? Three in whole, but I got two sons, you know what I'm saying? Born of me,
Absolutely, yeah.
you know? Again, three in the whole, three whole. But like I said, again, you have a lot of broken adults, you understand? And like I said, it's easy to mold a child than it is for an adult. When there's some certain adults, because the same song I was listening to a minute ago, it teach you how to perfect yourself, how to evolve yourself, your mind, the way you're thinking, meditation, exercise, you know what I'm saying? Training your mind as your body ages, your mind's supposed to age the same way, you know? And then some people, like a lot of people, let me say some, a lot of people don't do that. They don't utilize their common sense, their thinking. My father said, common sense ain't common because a lot of people don't have it. You know, it ain't common sense, it's uncommon sense. But yeah, like I said again, we have to focus on the children. It's easier to mold a child when
Well,
they're young and instill
that's
certain
right.
values, certain
And this
principles.
now I hate to put this in the same conversation,
Mhm.
but you know where I'm about to go with this.
All right.
You know, look, I ain't gonna lie, like I wanna deal with women 20 years old and up. 20,
Yeah.
20 years old
Mm,
and up.
mhm,
20, 20, I'm gonna say it again.
mhm,
20. I don't really want to deal with no teenagers.
mhm,
I don't have my mentality to have a teenager, no, I don't have that mentality. Like 20 years old and up,
mhm,
they are a whole lot more susceptible when it comes to knowledge, bro. I've noticed that. Young women in like their early 20s,
mhm,
they're more, and I'm not saying that women my age, 32, 33, can't, or even older, can't receive knowledge. What I'm saying from what I've learned, what I've seen, is that younger women, when they see a man doing what he's supposed to do, they're more influenced. They're more influenced and they feel more protected and they value him more because their mind is being molded into what a man is supposed to be, opposed
mhm,
to a woman whose mind is already set with how she feels how a man should be treated. And this is what I've realized, you know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I say 20 is because you go lower than 20, it's like
Yeah,
then they're gonna
you're dealing with a child, and they literally you have to open them. You have to teach them everything they know. Whereas you can mold where they have some experience and so forth. I dig it. I understand.
what the
Definitely.
truth what the truth of the matter is, yeah, a 20, yeah, you can still look at a 20-year-old like that's really a young woman, you know what I'm saying? Especially I'll be 13 years or 12 years older than a female at that age, 21, 22. I'll be 10 years older. But I most likely have more experience than her. And I
Maybe,
mean, and
maybe.
yeah, maybe if I'm,
Mm,
but um, depending on the kind of woman she is, she may
mhm,
even have more. She may even have more knowledge than me, but it doesn't change the fact that her brain is not fully developed scientifically. That's my opinion, and that's my research. I will never say it's fact unless it's something that unless I know for
a huge study on the woman. There was age. I dig it. I dig it.
you know what I'm saying.
Um,
But
my
it's
uh my my mindset is a little different. Like I do understand. I understand. I definitely understand your
oh no,
concept.
I got you. No, bro, I got you. Like what I'm saying, only thing I'm saying is the reason why I say 20, 20 and up. For me, I'm not saying I won't deal with no woman my age. I'm just saying like a woman that's from my experience, like because I met women that were my age that were still, receptive to knowledge. But when I meet like a woman that's like around 20, 21, 22, I feel like they're more if they're intelligent, I feel like they're more susceptible to what I have to say, opposed to somebody who's already stuck in their way of how they think.
Mm,
You
mm.
know, especially if she's a black woman. You know, that's a fact.
I don't co-sign this at all. I don't. I don't. Don't cause me catch any fire. Nah, nah. That's him. Like I definitely I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying. There was a scene what I was saying literally. It's easy to get somebody that ain't broken as opposed to somebody already and stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's
And
moldable
that's
and stuck in their ways.
it, you
I
know
dig
what?
it.
And I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk and have the floor. But like I said, I can't talk too loud, so let me know I be wanting to get loud, but I can't talk too
Nah,
loud.
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Windows and people around me and stuff, and I got to stay in this light. There ain't no light around. But the thing about it is really it depends. It's like I told you before. I don't be asking a woman what her body count is and all this stuff like that, because I feel like if she's changed and that's in the past, then that's in the past. But a lot of women that have like a extreme high body count, that's going to affect them mentally.
I mean,
in their relationship, you know, a lot of times.
Truthfully speaking, is because women can give it up easier than men. Men got to work for it. You know what I'm saying? Women literally. Yeah.
And see, and the fact that and a lot of them don't look at it like that. They feel like, oh, I can do what a man can do.
No.
But the fact of the matter is, we can't do what you do unless we're like some person on a high status or we got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can't really just go out and do that. You know what I'm saying? Unless our talk game is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
The talk game is gonna be. I mean, like I said, if I were to talk to women every day, like if I were to try to talk to like 10 to 15 women every day, then out of those 10, 15 women, like maybe out of those 10 women, that's 70 women a week. Out of those 70 women, I know for a fact I could probably smash about 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I know how to communicate and get what I want. So 4 or 5, let's say 4 or 5 a week. So
one second. I want to add to this because one of my coworkers at the job today, he said a college proverb. He said, lower your standard, increase your numbers.
But check this out though. That is what women do. Mm-hmm. A lot of the women, you know, like they don't be dealing with no good men. They don't get smashed by a lot of good men. They get smashed by a lot of men that just want to smash them and then leave them alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna meet a good man that want to run through you. You're just not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not.
I feel personally they don't gain it until they hit maybe late 20s and their 30s. They don't understand that until a woman won't understand that until like late 20s, early 30s.
In this society called America, and even in Africa, it's a lot, man. Let me tell you something, bro. The research that I be researching and stuff, man, it's a lot of hoes in Africa, bro.
Hoes everywhere, literally. It's hoes everywhere. Literally.
It's hoes everywhere. Like people thinking the women in Africa is like real wholesome. Well, it's a lot of hoes in Africa. I mean, they be hoeing out there for real, heavy.
I mean, we go to the Caribbean, the same thing in the Caribbean. Not really say heavy, but they hoe in the Caribbean too. You know what I'm saying? Because most in the Caribbean is third world country, and Africa too is a third world country. Parts of Africa.
They hoeing everywhere, bro. You know, just like we ain't got no structure. A lot of times they ain't got structure. But some of the biggest hoes out here, and they don't want to admit it, is Caucasian women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're all on the same equilibrium. Every ethnicity has an equilibrium. No ethnicity is a bigger hoe than the next.
I don't know. I'm a little biased. I'm a little biased.
Well, you gotta be biased because this is Black Talk. But what I'm trying to say is like, man, there's hoes in every ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? There's hoes in every ethnicity, but they try to put that whole shit on Black women.
There we go. Yes. Talk that shit.
There's thugs and gangsters in every single ethnicity, but they try to put that on us. Like we're the only ones.
Talk that shit.
Like, you know, the Italian mob, they was putting drugs in our community. You got some Chinese mafias that maybe be putting drugs in our community. So you know, a lot of times they don't even put it in their community. So that's some real thugging right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's dirty.
Nah, that's what it is. They incriminate us. We're labeled. We were labeled again. These housing experimentation that they give us, the ghettos, the projects, and so forth that they give us. That was forced upon us. You understand? That was forced upon us. These labels as ghetto now is thoughts. Ain't hoes no more, thoughts. And we gravitate towards it. You know what I'm saying? Our women call each other bitches. Pardon my French. The men now is niggas. You know?
Right. Absolutely. And see, what what we have to do, what I believe we have to do is we have to really, we have to come off, we have to begin to create a distinction in the flow of what we're doing. And the distinction and the flow of what we're doing is is what ideologies do we have and term for ourselves, opposed to what they have called us. They called our women bitches, they called our men niggas, you know, and our women niggas, you know what I'm saying, and our men bitches, you know, to be honest. So they called our men those derogatory things. Now we're calling ourselves that like it's a trophy. You feel me? So the question is now, how do we come to a realization of how to distort against the weapon that has distorted our people for hundreds of years? And I say knowledge, knowledge.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and stop you there a little bit. How you said to stop it is because, again, what we love to do is we love to justify every single thing. Justification for the nonsense and stupidity. Justification. Well, I'm trying to take the meaning from the word. Oh, this don't mean that. I call you my bitch, and my bitch means you my woman. So when you say woman,
Right.
because woman is lame, we justify every fucking thing. There's an excuse. I call it. This is just me being polite. I call it justification. Basically, it means excuses. You understand half-ass excuses people love using. You understand? Or let's try to negative. And I take the sting from the word. Oh, it don't mean the same thing it meant back then. Oh, I call you nigga, N-I-G-G-A. That means you my homie. And I said nigger with the hard E-R. What's the difference? Same meaning. Same meaning. You dig? Somebody was a meme like maybe like 5-6 years ago when it's like, yo, if I say, yo, what up, King, you gonna look at me like I'm stupid. But if I say, yo, what's up, nigga, you address me. You know what I'm saying? That's common. That's the norm. That's normalized. It's normalized. You know, it's the way of thinking. And I said again, that ain't something that could be changed overnight. You know, not to sit here and say it's a bad word, but it's that everything, you know what I'm saying? But how you address yourself, what you respond to, you know what I'm saying? What's in your mind? You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee speak of become like be water. You understand? Free your mind, liberate your mind. You understand? The way of thinking, evolve the way you're thinking. You just said again, you said a man is a person who transcends from man, from a human to a God, or from a man to a God. That's what we got to do with our mind. Transcend that.
Absolutely. And the power, and I'm gonna tell you the power of it, bro, is that like the guy I was roomed with in here because of the truck driving school. You know, I had bought some food and he was looking through my bag of food that I bought. And I said, nigga, get out my bag. And I didn't even mean to call him no, I wasn't even thinking. But you know, like nigga, like, but I didn't say it in an aggressive way. I was like, nigga, what you doing, nigga? You can't get out my bag. That's my stuff.
What you doing, boy?
We cool, you know, we cool. Like I gave him, like, I said he can have like 4 burritos and some other stuff I bought, you know what I'm saying? But don't, you know, have some common respect at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't have called him a nigga though, because if I don't like being called a nigga, why am I calling him a nigga? You feel me? Because I called him a nigga in like a corrective, derogatory way. Really, if somebody's like coming to me and they're like, "Oh, what's up, my nigga? How you feeling?" Like, you know, I really don't have a problem with that. Even though I still disagree with it, I don't really have much of a problem with it. It's just that derogatory tone, like nigga, that nigga, that you know, what I'm saying, that you know, that shit is that you if you say nigga like that to another man, you are, to me, you have a, and I'm gonna say that, I gotta say this carefully. You have a mentality that a slave master wants you to have when it comes to that word, because it's used to correct our people. Now we're using it to correct our people, and sometimes it feels like the proper approach, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'm neutral about it at the same time, but
yeah, I feel like the whole black dynamic has to change, man. It has to change. I was with the park with my young son I was at the park. I'm going to change the topic just a little bit. I was at the park with my young son and children. I ain't gonna call them kids because a kid is a baby goat. Is a goat is a child's goat. Yeah, but anyhow,
Absolutely.
I see young children on the park, eight to maybe 12
Absolutely.
years old, 8 to 12 years old. I'm talking about they using words I never heard before. You understand? Profanity I never heard before. I'm like, geez, Louise. I understand you ain't around your parents and so forth. I'm like, yo, these stuff they're using explicitly. Like, where you learn the combination of these words, like how you know, hearing them and stuff. I'm like, oh, yo, every single word you saying is profanity, you know? Like, how you get away with it with your parents? Do they allow you? Do they allow you to say? Because you know, because I'm listening to them talking, and I'm saying, you know, in the world you around your parents, you could turn that off
Mhm.
completely, completely. Like I see children. I see parents are being their children friends. And I understand you want to be your parent, you want to be a parent to your children, and then you want to be their friend as well. But at the same time, they're more so concerned about because okay, I got disciplined really, really bad. That means I don't want to discipline you. Like, nah. And we go back to the Torah, said spare the rod, spoil the child. From the teaching. You understand? Spare the rod, spoil the child. Nah, even if you have to discipline them, physically discipline them, like nah, something got to come into place. You got to watch your tune. Me and you were not the same age. I birthed you. My mom used to tell me back back in the days, I put you in this world, and I'll damn sure I'll take you out of this world. I am your God. I am your creator. I put you in,
Right.
I'll take you out. And I feel like we lost that. We lost that because we're so fixated on the fact that oh, I don't want to be abusive or so forth. Nah, discipline is different forms of discipline. But that's have to be implemented in the child and also because again, you're responsible on what you put into this world. Like literally your monster or your blessing. And I understand I'm like child should be monsters, but I mean some of these children is acting like literally monsters. I'm talking about these children that's 20 years old, these children that are 30 years old, these children that are 40 years old, these children are 50, they're monsters in the way they're thinking. You understand this doggy dog rule, especially towards the black community, you know? King also says like, yo, all these cats them gang banging and so forth, they're claiming they gang banging, but you're only banging on them cops. You ain't George Zimmerman still in freaking Florida. You only banged on him. Sandra Bland, I forget what the sheriff name in Texas. Y'all didn't bang on him, but you were banging
Right.
on your people. Quick to bang. Come on, your mindset, like, free your mind. You dig what I'm saying? Free your mind, liberate your mind, your way of thinking. You know.
Right. Right.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, the awkwardness, the teaching of the masters, of the oppressors.
And
This is
see,
a form of repression.
the thing about it is when you know what they did was see, we had, and I kind of got this from Dr. Umar Johnson because it kind of transformed my mind a little bit. I heard it maybe like I don't know about a week ago or maybe like I don't know 3 4 days ago, but he said something that was very important. He basically was like, when black people got out of slavery, we still was elevating. It's not only till the government started targeting, or a lot of people in the government, or holistically the government started targeting the black man in the household, which would put everybody, which would put the household, the black community, the black household in the way it is, in the conditioning it is now. Because we was close in slavery.
Mm-hmm. All we have is
Let me,
each other.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you how I know we was close when we was in slavery. This is why I can't understand the ignorance of black people today. The same ignorance that I used to have just a few years ago, where I would say black people this, black people that, and I'm a black person. So what am I talking about black people for? That
Feeding
don't make
into the
no sense.
cause. Yep.
And see, I used to have that same ignorance, so I can, so I'm more lenient with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that same ignorance myself. But the thing that really got me kind of when I started realizing that in slavery you had to stick together, and when we was able to create a what do they call it when they rebel?
Insurrection.
No, something else. I'm gonna look that word up, but it's the perfect word. I'm looking. I forgot the word, but it's like when Nat Turner rebelled and stuff like that. they had to stick together to do that because you in slavery. You got to stick together time to me times 10
Mm-hmm.
because you already in chains like your brain. You know what I'm saying? So today, you
And
know, so
even so, when he did do that, you still had a few who sold him
right,
out. They ratted him out, you know?
absolutely, absolutely. And today, you got drug dealers who look at themselves like Nat Turner,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, you a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna condemn you because I know that your mind has been infiltrated to do that.
Poison. Mm-hmm.
It's been infiltrated. My uncle, he did it. My uncle was, you know, I don't even want to brag on him in that way, but you know, the boasting mentality of being a quote unquote street nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm having to tell myself this. You know what I'm saying? A street nigga. Where is a street at? A street. I walk on streets.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I want to equate myself with being with something that I walk on?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's the mentality. We have a low mentality, but it's not humble. How can you
Mm-hmm.
say that you're low but you're not humble?
We're arrogant about our ignorance. Period. We're arrogant about our ignorance.
And
Period.
that is a fact. Because you meet some people who know about all this and they still sell dope. You got
Mm-hmm.
Muslims that sell dope. You got Muslims that sell dope. You probably got Hebrew Israelites that sell dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. We got government official, a lot of government officials that sell dope too.
that's true. That's
Mm-hmm.
true. That's true. That's a fact. You know, and I could understand why they do it because they're on a certain echelon.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to continue then? But I understand though. I understand the dynamics of why it would come to that because you're dealing with a government that infiltrated our community,
Mm-hmm.
put drugs in it, and put
Mm-hmm.
guns and took the father out.
Mm-hmm.
If you,
Mm-hmm.
you
That was
take
a grand design. A grand design.
if you take the leader out of any situation and tell the woman that she's independent to the person that's supposed to protect the home,
Now that's why we have a lot of issues. Not to sit here and said woman, because my mother was a single mother. You understand? And
absolutely,
my father was lacking. My father lacked, but and my mother had no other choice but to put on that masculine. I was the only boy to put on a masculine energy. You understand? To try to raise me. So I get it.
absolutely,
I definitely
absolutely,
understand, but that's not the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? The single
absolutely.
household, that's not the dynamic at all. However, the government came with a plan, and some people they fell for the okie doke. They fell for the okie
Right,
doke.
right.
It's um yeah, that's just a situation within a situation right there, man. Like
And go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
nah, this like again, that's from the with the I would say maybe the 40s and the 50s, they started putting that into play. 60s, they did the heavy, 70s, even heavy. 80s, that's when, so 70s, 60s, 70s was when the drug scheme in our community really, really heavy. And they had feasible and the justification to sit in now to come in, or we have a huge influx on drugs. So let's go ahead and let's rid these communities. Actually, again, these CM drugs that they put in the community, now they come in the community and arresting, you know what I'm saying? Your dad, my dad, and so forth. For the same drugs they put in the community.
Exactly.
So the same people that they give it to, they come and arresting them. And now again, it's your word, as again, you're a black man and I'm a white person, I'm a law enforcement agent. Who gonna believe you? Even now, you know what I'm saying? We have video footage of cops wrongfully killing black unarmed men, unarmed women, unarmed children, you know what I'm saying, getting away with it. So
And then
imagine back.
and then and then you got the black woman. Uh, don't mean to drop no names, but then you got a black woman like Candace Owens who will start. She doesn't know what she's doing, and she's also married to a white man,
Kamala Harris
Kamala.
too? Kamala
Like
Harris too, yep.
but you see, you took the words right out of my mouth because that's what I
Mm-hmm.
was going to say. I was going to say just like Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you think about it, yeah, uh, uh, I forgot his. I don't even. What's his name? The guy that passed, George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
George Floyd yeah, he might have done some crooked stuff in the past. At the same time, who are you as a black woman? The moment that she begins to do that, if she says you're not supposed to hold him up as a martyr, the
Mhm.
moment you begin to do that, you give these police officers the trophy of doing what they did. She don't see it, but as a black man, I see it.
Now she know
Because
what she's doing. She know what she's doing.
because how come she spoke up against George Floyd, but how come she didn't say anything about Tamir Rice?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
why didn't she condemn the police officers that killed Tamir Rice? He was a
hmm
12-year-old boy, I believe.
Freddie
So
Gray, yep, 12-year-old boy from Ohio. I think Cleveland, Ohio. Within 6
right,
seconds, a 12-year-old with a handgun, 6 seconds, they
that
came
that
and
was
they shot him.
that was
No,
Freddie Gray.
Freddie Gray was in Baltimore. That was Baltimore.
But Baltimore, okay, so and Tamir
Mhm.
Rice was in Chicago.
No, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, I believe, or
That's
Columbus,
right.
Ohio.
Okay, cool. So we got this is the information we got to look up. So
hmm
you're gonna condemn a black man that's dead.
hmm
You're gonna condemn a black man that's dead. Okay, but you're not gonna condemn these police officers who are killing children.
I know you're a smart individual. You're a smart individual. So you have these people. They come here and they play devil advocate. They tell the people what they want to hear, and do what they're supposed to do. Again, nothing I feel like Candace Owen said makes sense. Again, she's a black woman. She's an Oreo. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. She's an Oreo.
Who
She's
you
black
talking
one.
about?
Candace Owens. She's an
Okay,
Oreo. Even Kamala Harris, an Oreo. Black on the outside, white on the inside. Black on the outside, white on the inside.
gotcha.
I don't care. I know we had this conversation before. I don't care if George Floyd was guilty. That don't give the police officers rights to kill him.
It don't.
Period.
It don't.
That do not give them the rights to kill him. You're supposed to go ahead, detain him, arrest him, and take him to so he can do trial, await trial.
Take him to trial like a human.
Mhm. You understand? I see a lot of white people, we shouldn't resist it. So how much of these white people on video camera resist arrest and no shots being fired, no nothing, no spinal cord being severed, or like, come on. That was a white person is going to be a different narrative. Nah, you're going to play that devil advocate with me. Let's do it straight across the board. There's a white person who's going to be right there protesting, and he's going to be incriminating this cop. But then there's a black person, and he had this right. And I hate this so much. I hate this so much that when somebody black dies, then they go ahead and they dig up every dirt they want to dig. So he punched somebody back in 1962, and he
go ahead, my brother. My bad. I ain't trying to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Candace Owens, nah, she a clown. Kamala Harris, her along with I say Bernie Mac, Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, and they large incarceration race towards the black community specifically.
And another thing on Candace Owens, I can't say it enough. You know, because a lot of white people die at the hands of police officers, right? So we know why she's not talking about those white people and she's not digging up their history, right?
hmm
We know why, because she believes that there's a myth on police brutality. Now, when you're a black man and it's at the rate that it is, we're gonna look at it like brutality because I'm a black man. It's like if I see a whale in the ocean. I hate to compare it to animals, but
hmm
it's one of the good analogies that I can use. It's
hmm
like it's like a whale in the ocean. If somebody could kill a whale in the ocean and get charged for it if it's an endangered species,
hmm
but a human being gets murdered or destroyed or whatever, then they start digging up all this information on them to try to incriminate them in the media. So what we're
Oh,
seeing. Go ahead, my
no,
brother.
no. I want to add to that too. You're talking about in terms of the white media and the black media and whatever else coverage, right? Situation I think was 2017. I believe 2017, 2016, 17 or 18. Shit was I think it was 2017, where all these black people were being murdered. All of the people like me and you were being murdered, gunned down from the cops. It was so bad that the Bahamas, they was not allowing Bahamian people, black Bahamian people to travel because they was afraid. That was a national news. They said they don't allow you to travel because a lot of police officers are killing. Like it was national news. And I'm like,
Wow.
and that's the outside source right there. That's a different country, very close to the United States, but it's an outside country. And they made a headline like, yo, black people don't travel. Oh, yeah, because some people, if somebody want to go travel, they're going to travel. You don't go to Jamaica and book a flight from Jamaica and go to the USA. Please don't travel, so forth, so forth, so forth. It's not allowing them to come to the US because, again, it was so bad. It was so freaking bad. And you have these, like, yeah, I don't understand people. I said, if you don't understand that racism exists in America, you have not been living. You probably see it's two versions of America. It's one that they show you the land of the free and the home of the brave, and it's the version
And
of America which you actually see.
and
Racism is alive and well. Go ahead.
and the reason why I have to sound real non-biased when I talk, because if I start sounding biased, that's going to make people turn you off. When you sound really biased, not you, but in general, when people talk real biased with
Hmm.
their information, what what ends up happening is what ends up happening when people talk real biased with their information is you begin to be a one-sided person, and you're going to connect to those one-sided people, you know, and those one-sided people will listen to you, but the person you're trying to help engage in is not going to listen to you. Like, I want Candace Owens to have the ideology to change, so I'm not going to bash her and say, oh, I can't stand you, you know, and all this stuff like that. At the same time, what I want from people like Candace Owens is to understand, if you're going to do what you just did, you need to do it all around the board. You don't need to just do it to George Floyd. You need to start talking about people like Harvey Weinstein too.
Mm,
So
mm,
don't just talk about a dead black man who has another man's knee on his neck, or another animal's knee on his neck.
mm-hmm.
You need to be talking about Harvey Weinstein. You need to be talking about all types of people.
I wanna piggyback off you because I know
Right,
this is sometime being this get twisted a little bit. Candace Owens, Kamala Harris, they're in no moral position to speak on black issues. Let me go ahead. Let me tell you why they're in no moral position to speak on black issues. First of all, your spouse, again, your family might be black, like before you get married or you have children, but how can you speak on black issues when your spouse is not a person like you and I? Your children is going to be biracial, so therefore you want to talk about it more because guess what? They could be the next victims. And you may be trying to destroy your genetics, you know what I'm saying, indefinitely.
the
But how can
problem
you?
is,
Mhm.
go ahead. No, my brother, go. My bad. I'm not gonna cut you off. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, so yeah, you can speak on black issues. Again, you can't speak on you're no position whatsoever to speak on black issues. Again, if your spouse, your lover, your significant partner is not who you chose who you chose. So yeah, that's that. Now again, when you have your children and your children become mulattoes and cops them see them not as mulattoes but as Negroes, you understand they're gonna give them that same thing, and you want to be able to voice yourself. You know what I'm saying? For the black community and the white community. Now you already chose your side. You cannot be you can't be riding the fence. You know what I'm saying? You speak on black issues, but nah, your spouse got to match. Like Malcolm X says, your mirror is your reflection. Your mirror is your significant other. It's supposed to look like me, you, and I. It's supposed to reflect what I do. When I'm not
Absolutely.
around, she walk the walk, she talk the talk. You understand? She's not saying emulating me, but we're radiating the same energy. You understand? And I feel like again, Candace Owens and Kamala Harris,
And,
they're in no
and,
position to do so. I'm done.
and I hate to say it, man, but deep down, I be, deep down, I have to agree with you. Deep down, And even though I come from a family that's filled with, I can't say filled, but I come from a family that has interracial relationships, like my grandma being a Caucasian woman. Um, I got, I got family, I got family members, what I'm saying, who were married to white women. Um, so it coming into that mentality, it's
No,
like,
I wanna make it clear. You can be into interracial relationship, but I feel like speaking your like voicing on black issues. Like, nah, you made your bed already. You understand? Like, yes, you
and
are
this is
black, but you
and
made
this
your
is
bed.
and this is why I say dang, because I agree with you, but if some people in my family, that I'd be like, dang, I would hate to tell them that, but to me, that's what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? Even though, because I can't. There's no way that I could, me personally, if I married a Caucasian woman, how can I say I love the black woman?
Mm,
That,
yes,
that's
yes,
I'm saying that's the mentality I have. Like,
yes. I have the
how can
same thing as well.
how can I say I love black women in
Mm,
general, but the woman I go home to every night is Caucasian.
mm,
And I'm not saying that I despise when I see things like that. It's neutral for me. I don't really want to engage it, and I don't want to engage it or disengage it, if that's the word. I'm not trying to create any kind of only thing I'm trying to say is, for me, like, there's no way I can talk about, how much I love the black woman and raise my black woman up and uplift her if my spouse is a Caucasian woman,
mm-hmm.
you know, or
Talk black to me.
or a Middle Eastern Indian.
Talk black to me.
Anything anything other than a black woman as a woman I'm going home to at night, then that's going to give me leverage, because
Talk black to me.
there's power there is power in having a black wife.
Talk black to me.
There's power there's power in having a black wife, man. Like,
Talk black to me.
if you want to now, but if you want to be in this American, quote unquote, American dream, and you don't want to deal with the black issues and stuff like that, then yeah, Caucasian woman, that'll suit you right. Go handle your business, bro. But
Listen to me. I believe in a philosophy too. Love is love. Now people say love is love. Love don't define no color. Blah blah blah. I have to sit down and say, love did like love ain't love, because up until the '60s, love was one. Your black ass better stay with yours, or I catch you with my white woman. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be a Rosewood slash. It's gonna be a Rosewood slash Emmett Till slash. Yeah. Gonna be a lot of hanging and lynching going on. So don't tell me no love is
yeah,
love bullshit. Like
and
people, no, I'm gonna give it back to you. People makes me sick. Like, oh, Leo, you're racist. I say I'm not racist. First of all, how can I be racist when my ancestors endured racism fully? How am I racist? Racist is actions, and is actions, and also is actions and law. How can I be racist? I can't implement no laws. I can sit here and tell you
I'll give
about the. Mhm.
go ahead, tell me. Finish what you gotta say, then I'm gonna piggyback off of it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm racist. I said no. I'm a person. I believe again. The black community is it was rising. It was rising, and we got to slavery. You know what I'm saying? As the Black Wall Street, as Florida here in New York. I'm here in New York and Maine and Vermont and so forth. It was rising. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, then it was all swooped away from us. Segregation. That wasn't us. Segregation, and that's another thing that Joe Biden pushed too. Segregation. He wanted to have complete segregation with black and white schools. They ain't gonna sit here and talk about that when he was doing that. But yeah, I'm not racist because I'm telling you what happened, or I'm dwelling on the past. I'm not dwelling on
Yeah,
the past. I know the fangs that America bears. I
and
know
I'm gonna
that. We felt
and
it.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't, to me personally, I personally don't mind segregation if it benefits Black people.
Mhm. Mhm.
If it benefits Black people in America, I don't mind segregation because we need to have our own country. We need
Mhm.
our own flag. We need our own currency.
We do have our own flag.
Right.
We do have our own flag.
And I'm
You
gonna
know,
tell you,
Marcus Garvey made sure of that in 1921. Marcus Garvey made sure of that.
absolutely. And to go back to what racism is, I'll give you the etymology. The etymology of racism is a German word for nigrophobia.
Mm.
Nigrophobia, that's the etymology. That's the origin of the word. Nigrophobia.
Mm.
You can look that up yourself.
Mm.
Now, unless I'm scared of you,
Mm.
I can't be racist.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. See
Unless
that?
I'm look,
Learn
check this
something
out.
new.
Yes, sir. And this now check this out. This gonna get you real quick. This gonna and
Mhm.
I just started this. Unless I look in the mirror,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something once. I'm gonna say something. It's the same thing, but I want you to catch it.
Mhm.
If I go look in the mirror
Mhm.
and I don't like myself, or I don't like who I am, or self-hatred, that's an inner racism. I don't like what I see.
Mhm.
Now what I want you to do is turn the lights off and say Candyman 3 times. That is the image they want us to have. They want us to be scared of somebody that looks like us, of the same person who's in the mirror.
Mhm.
Candyman.
Mhm.
So, because
I
remember,
missed it, but you brought me back. I missed it, but you brought me back. I got you.
I'm gonna tell you, because you remember the movie Candyman.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it then. I got it then. I said I missed it, but you.
Well,
I called on you. Mm-hmm.
let me just say it for the people real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Candyman, the person in that movie was a Black man.
Mm-hmm.
If you scared of Candyman, you racist. But Candyman is in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's a Black man in the
That's
mirror.
deep.
And if you Black, if you Black like him,
Mm-hmm.
and you scared of what you see, or you got any kind of self-hatred, if you hate your hair, if you hate your afro,
Negrophobia.
or if you hate your kinky hair, then you have nigrophobia. You're scared.
Mm.
You are scared of
Wow.
look, you are scared of who you really are. We can only be scared within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot be scared of white people.
Mm-hmm.
How can we be scared of white people? And our ancestors went through slavery for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
They scared of us.
Mm-hmm.
They're racist.
I wouldn't feel as if we're scared. We're just meek and docile. Let me go ahead and say what I said before any conclusion. Not for you, maybe for you and maybe for the people.
Yeah.
I said it to say because I mean, like most Black people, like I feel like most Black people know they can knock out a white person in a heartbeat, unless that's a big UFC fighter type dude, you know? Like I go in a fight with I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, period. I do feel as if we have that complex in terms of their superior, as in, you know, I'm gonna knock out this person is gonna be my boss or something like that, in terms of, you know what I'm saying? Like they're higher ups, you know, not so much of fear as in they can whoop my ass, but fear as in they're going to be in a position of power. You know, a position of power, as in they're superior. I know King says they're showing their inferiority, but they're showing that they're superior in terms of, you know what I'm saying, getting the jobs, having the job, maybe be a boss, or if you hit them, maybe going to jail because going to pressure like another Black brother. You know what I'm saying? You're going to slug it out. Snitches get stitches, period. That's what in the hood. That's a terminology in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I whoop your ass. You ain't tell nobody. You take that with you to your grave or until you fight me again, you know? But with a white person, it's like, okay, cool. Well, I want to fight him. Maybe he might be a cop. That whole submissive role, you know, submission to the higher ups. Higher ups being them. So I don't feel like, again, we're scared. We're not scared of them. We just we've been indoctrinated to let's say slavery taught us to be nurturers to white people, to dare our superiors. Literally, that's 275 years of that. And then when it's 275 years, there are 100 years of segregation. Literally, segregation, 100 years of segregation. And
And this
all
is
teachers says we're not as good as they are. They're going to be our bosses. They're going to be our owners. They're going to literally, that's the whole time they were our bosses, the overseas and so forth. So it teaches a complex, inferiority, a complex.
right, right. And and the thing about it is, my brother, is that the thing about it is the fact that me and you were talking about this and we're able to tell people what racism really is going to change and elevate people's mentalities, change and elevate their thinking, their minds. And just by hearing what racism really is, racism is not me hating somebody because of their ethnic background. That stems along the lines of prejudice, or I'm prejudging you before I get to know you, or there's more words to it, but racism is a distinction in a class for being scared of the Negro. And
Mhm.
by, you know, and it's almost like, we still have power in someone's racism because that means they fear us. The moment we stop fearing ourselves, we'll be on top.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you something that Khalid Muhammad said. I like that. Khalid Muhammad said, people call me racist all the time. He said, I don't give a fuck. He said, if I'm racist because I want to put my people first, by all means, call me racist. You understand? If I'm racist because I want to put my people first, and I'm pretty sure he knew the definition of it. But our people just call him a racist, so he don't like white. He said, because he don't like white people. He said, listen to me. If we did to, he said, if we did to you what you did to us, you wouldn't like black people too.
Absolutely.
You did? He said, yeah,
They
I'm racist. He said, I'll be racist.
they would
I
hate
put
us,
my,
bro.
mm-hmm,
They would hate us. They would.
well,
We could not be in this. If we did to them what they did to us,
mm-hmm,
we could never, ever, ever. I'm telling you, they would never let us use our music. They would never let us use their music. I mean, they would never let us um do what they do. They would never let that happen. As a matter of fact, they would raise up and create an army.
mm.
Period.
And we know that's very destructive, you
But,
know?
but we don't want to think about that. The reason why we don't want to think about that holistically as Black people in America is because we don't want to have the ideology and concept of being unforgiving.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I have unforgiveness completely, but I don't have a bad heart. I don't hate Caucasian people.
mm-hmm,
I don't hate anyone because in order for me to have hatred, I would have to apply energy to you.
mm-hmm,
I'm neutral to you. That's just me personally until I
mm-hmm.
find a bigger way about the situation. So that's just my mentality now. So
I'm not trying to boot you up, but remember the time you tell me you're like 4 minutes ticking from your time.
oh, that's right. Absolutely.
I'm trying to be mindful.
That's right. Absolutely. So I'm definitely finna get off now.
I know
You know,
I try to run you off, but you know we had way more in
oh,
the
oh,
tank.
oh, oh no. Oh yeah. I definitely finna get off because I'm really gonna stay up for another hour and a half so I can
Mm,
study it a little bit more because
yeah.
I gotta finish this pre-test.
Mm,
And but once I know all the answers and stuff like that, I'm gonna go back over it and stuff like that. So I don't even know if I'm gonna go to sleep. Beyond, I'll probably get about 2, 3 hours, 3, 4 hours of sleep. Um, but honestly, when I was studying, it made me want to go to school, bro.
mm,
I felt like really going. I feel like really going back to school when I was in the study because I was like, I love the engagement in class, and I love doing my wisecracks and my my class clowning. As long as I was really studying with everybody,
mm-hmm,
like if I would, you know what I'm saying, like it was very engaging.
mm-hmm.
That I said it's powerful because
Now you could definitely. I like for you. I'll pick a subject. You get your PhD in theology, so you could go out. I should shout at the God. Get your
but
PhD, so you could go.
but, but do you know it without, and this is the funny part. Do you know what would outclass the fact that because he may have a theology, but if he doesn't have a theology from Black scholars, then I don't even account that as a theology. But hold on, but I'm not saying it's not valid.
It is.
I'm not saying it's not valid because it's very valid. But if you got that document from white men,
it defeats the purpose.
It because you're giving me back white knowledge, even though it's credible information for a lot of topics, possibly most. But is it the origin and the systemed belief system of those true people that were in that book? Because it's like me, it's like white people studying rap, like white people studying rap music and then giving rap music back to us. I'm not going to take that information valid. I got to go to KRS-One. I got to go to KRS-One. I got to go to Rakim. I got to go to people that have
Africa Bambaataa.
Yeah, certain. I don't know. Well, I heard some.
Yeah, we all did the whole.
Okay.
Homosexuality.
But as far I don't know though. So I wasn't there, and I'm not saying he did or he did not. But one thing I can say is that you have to go to the origins of hip hop to get that information. So he would have to go to the origins of the biblical, and he had to get a theology. And this is in general. I'm not even talking about him really. I'm not even talking about because Dr. Miles Monroe. I respect Dr. Miles Monroe, but he went to Oral Roberts University, and by him going to Oral Roberts University, that's not valid. That's not valid to me. But guess what? He was an extreme educator, and by him being an extreme educator, he even said that his theology degree is worth nothing. He said that because he said the Bible was talking about the kingdom of God. So if having this degree didn't teach me any of this, then it's worth nothing. So you can get a degree and be great at it with the knowledge that you know, but if it's not from the original information source, which is the black family, or like I like the way you say it, the black nucleus. If it's not involved in that information there, then I don't look at it like it's credible completely. So if I would just take the book and study it from its original language, and the degree that I would get that'll knock all that out the way is psychology.
There we go.
Because by knowing psychology and by studying quantum mechanics, you can take information and look at it from the perspective of how people think. So I can take any subject that he knows or says, and then I can go to a scholar and study that same information. If we were to debate or something like this in general, anybody, not him, but in general, if me and anybody were to debate, if I had a psychology degree, or if I had a degree in quantum mechanics or science, and or the science of people, of the thought process, or a political science degree, which is the study of governments, I would have more of a process in my thinking to engage in any subject matter. So a theology degree from a white man, I would rather get a psychology degree from the white man because he's one of the best manipulators of all.
He did give you the 48 laws of power and the art of war and the art of seduction and so forth. Manipulative book.
He has the description of manipulation. The description.
No, it's history. He has the history of manipulation.
Exactly.
The history of manipulation.
The historical profound evidence. Here's
history will vindicate every single thing that we're saying right now. History will vindicate it.
Here's a peace treaty, and then here's a law for us to take your children. here's a law that our people made for us to take your children, and we're going to give it to them. And this is the same law that we live in today. From you say that kid, this is what it is. What it is now is, oh, now that we have control, let's be nice. Now that we have control, let's be nice.
No reason to be angry.
Because guess what? Because you got to be nice right now. They already got a lot of our people's minds to not want to be integrated. I don't mind segregation as long as it benefits us. There's nothing wrong with integrating into business and the business workplace or even school if it benefits our people in a productive way. But the moment you start integrating my philosophy with your family, and my philosophy and my perceptions are different, and it starts to distort how I think, and then you give me your last name and put me in chains, then we have a problem. Then we have a problem.
Malcolm X said it the best, yo. He said he's all for separatism. He said, how can we learn how to love somebody else when we personally don't know how to love ourselves? When I say love ourselves, not just yourself, I'm talking about you as in who looks like you. We don't know how to do that. So how do we expect to love anybody else? You understand? Who was that again? Was it Farrakhan? Farrakhan or Khalid Muhammad. I don't remember. One of them two. They said, yo, we had more when we were separate, when there was segregation. He said, then we didn't have their hospitals. We had to create our own hospital. We didn't have their job. They didn't want us to work for them. You understand? We had to create our own jobs. We had to create our own restaurants. We couldn't colored only, blacks here, so forth. We created, you understand, with the whole Montgomery boycott, Montgomery, Alabama boycott. Malcolm said, you want to ride in the front of their buses. He said, why not create your own bus service? You want to ride, you feel like you accomplish a lot more from riding in the front of their bus when you can have the ability to create your own bus service. You know, they went 380 days, yo, literally over a year, yo, just so they can ride in the front of their buses. That ain't no accomplishment. Accomplishments you're doing for yourself. Marcus Garvey teaches the best. Do for self. Do for self. That's Marcus Garvey teaching. Everything that they do, you can do too. Literally.
And it's one person. If I could add, go ahead. I'm gonna remember. Go ahead. I don't want you to lose your thought. Go ahead.
Yeah. Marcus. Period. I said, whatever you're doing, whatever job you're working at or so forth, you have the ability to recreate that same, because you're doing it for somebody. You have the ability to sit here and learn from them, study them, learn from them, and do it for yourself. You did create your own job, your own business. Do for yourself. Marcus Garvey's teaching. Go ahead.
And to add to that, I heard a lot about Booker T. Washington.
Yes. See, that's
and guess who went to a high school named after Booker T. Washington in New Orleans?
In New Orleans, went to high school named after Booker. Who was that?
Master P.
Oh no! When Booker T. Washington created his school before it became the Tuskegee Airmen, was it a high school?
No. That's not what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He probably got many more schools named after him, but Master P went to a school named after him as well.
Okay.
He probably has many schools named after him, but Master P went to a high school named after Booker T. Washington. I hope I'm not mistaken, bro, because if I'm mistaken, I'm gonna come back on the next video and correct myself.
No. I love Booker T. Washington too. With a lot of
because he said do for self as well.
Yes, that's exactly where Marcus Garvey got it from. That's where Marcus Garvey got it from.
And Master P talked about that. This is what I love about Master P, bro. You know, now I don't agree with everything he said in his music, even though I still like his music. I ain't gonna sit here and lie in front like I don't. You know what I'm saying? I thought he on some real stuff, bro. I thought some of his music was really on some real Koonin type stuff. But then you hear some of his music and he's talking about slanging CDs. Because he used to slang dope, but he was saying, I'm gonna sell these CDs like crack. So he took the information from the streets and put it in business and
Mhm.
went to school for
Mhm.
business.
Mhm. Mhm.
Master P, man, I feel like Master P is a genius. And if Master P is watching, forgive me for for maybe, for not even maybe, but calling you a coon and saying you was cooning, because I
Cooning, you said cooning, yeah.
yeah, I truly love Master P, and I'm that man gonna be, he's going to be a multi-billionaire one day, bro.
Yeah, he would he turn 10,000 to what, 250 million? I think he got right now, 250 million or 500 million, something like that.
He's gonna be a multi-billionaire one day. You know,
Oh
he's
yeah.
going. I think he's going to be the richest rapper very soon, or the person who used to rap. You know what I'm saying? But is into music or whatever. But I
Mm,
don't even want to look at his. I don't even want to look at Master P like a rapper. I look at him
mm,
like a mogul, like a
mm, mm,
entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm,
I love Master P, man. I retract everything negative I ever said about Master P. You know what I'm saying? I haven't
mm.
said much, but I retract everything negative that I've said about Master P.
Nah, when he was,
I love
like I
Master
said
P.
again, when he had this mindset of being in the streets, his mindset was in the streets. When he became a businessman, what he said again? This we go from the Bible. They said, we said, when I was a, you say, I walk like a child, talk like a child, some. When I came, it's from, there's a Bible verse, I forgot it. But when I became a man, I put childish thing aside. Literally, when Master P was in the street, he was about the street. When he became an adult, meaning when he became a strong, responsible adult, he put on his business mind. That whole street shit, and we get you nowhere. We get you nowhere, but locked up or in jail. Locked up, dead or in jail. Locked
Right.
up in, you know what I'm saying? Period. Locked up or 6 feet under. So I definitely understand it. We're gonna close it up now. It's
Let's
12:30.
close it. Let's close it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
let's
gonna
close
close
it.
it
Yeah,
up, man.
definitely.
Listen to me.
I
This
mean,
Real Talk Live. This Real
yeah,
Talk Live with your boy, brother Leo, brother Conscious. It's my brother, Holy Water Green Tea. You already know this was in no topic selection. You know what I'm saying? You haven't subscribed to my page. Subscribe to my page. It's brother Holy Water and Green Tea. You hear him speak on
hey,
music and all of this. You know what I'm saying?
and what you
Go ahead.
and what you should do, if you don't mind, you know, I can't say what you should do. I'll make a suggestion. Hashtag our names at the bottom, like hashtag some descriptions of what we're doing, and hashtag both of our names, not just mine, but both of ours, not just, you know, because if I say hashtag mine, you might just, I don't know if you just hashtag, but I want both our names hashtag so that people will, you know, eventually those hashtags will get out, and then when people want to find us, you know what I'm saying, or they want to find your podcast, they'll be able to find us with them hashtags. Start
Oh.
see, now check this out. Start hashtagging the video, what we're talking about. Start hashtagging like a lot of descriptions so that people can find what we're talking about. You feel me? So
Oh, you taught me something new. Oh, two things. Gotcha. Beep, beep, beep. No, yeah, but
yeah,
three
and
things.
see,
But
if you put a slight description, you put a slight description, and then you put some hashtags, and then, you know, just study a little bit, you know, on the hashtags and how many you should put and stuff like that. And but at the same time, keep it raw. Do what you want to do at the same. Don't even you ain't even got to study. Just do what it is you want to do in your heart, and just, you
mhm,
know, just put it out, because it's gonna grow, because we're talking about something that's from our heart. So it's
mhm.
gonna grow. We just got to do it in a productive way. And
Mm.
the main
Okay.
thing is seeing our people grow. That's what we want to see, is them listening to what we got to say. And they may not agree with everything, but it's something, it's a jewel. Because you can go into a store filled with diamonds and jewels and stuff that you may not like, but it's still all jewels. And
Mhm,
they can pick one jewel out of that jewelry store.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
you know, so but yeah, bro, let's, you know, I'm ready for you to close it out.
This brother conscious, this brother Holy Water Green Tea, brother conscious, hashtag brother conscious, hashtag our brother Holy Water and Green Tea, but Holy Water and Green Tea, no brother. Holy Water and Green Tea, when you get your holy water, you gotta have your side of green tea as well, you know? This is Black Talk. This is Black Talk. You know what I'm saying? We here getting this money. Not yet, but eventually getting this money. We're definitely kicking out the knowledge, kicking out the jewels.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate it. We doing it for y'all. Y'all haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe to the page. Uh,
Absolutely.
the names are in the description below with the hashtags.
Put that
Go ahead,
description,
big brother.
put that description in there, because it's gonna be your subscription on you know, on your platform. You know, I'm here as the co-host just to, you know, just I want to support, I want us to support each other
Mhm,
on your platform so that we can help our people grow.
Mhm. Yes, liberation of the mind, liberation of the soul, liberation of the body,
That's what we want, man.
separation from America and all the rotten ways of America. You understand? That
Absolutely.
ain't
And and
conducive to
and
black folks.
let's make a disclosure. Let's make a disclosure. This is not a hateful. We're not talking about anything hateful. We just want our people to do better. That's all.
Mhm. The government, the school system, the government, nobody's helping. It's on us to do what we got to do to survive. You understand?
Absolutely, bro.
Period.
Knowledge.
Yes, yes. So this is our brother Leo, brother Conscious. This is our holy water and green tea. I do hope you all appreciate it. Do hit the subscribe button below. You know what I'm saying, if you like the content of the video. Anything else before I shut it down?
I'm about to go study, man. Get the CDLs.
And if you get a CDL, if you get a CDL, I'm giving out one free MacBook Pro to one of my subscribers. I'm not doing that. Like I got buku money.
That's now that right there, that would have been good black economics.
Yeah, no, not gonna be good black. I don't have it.
That's in the future.
Yes, in the future, definitely. Right now, I'm just starting out. I'm a nobody. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my content out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, my brother, you are somebody, and it's growing even now.
Well, I'm not a household name yet, but it's getting there. I'm not a household name. We making power moves. But again, I said again, this brother Leo, this brother Conscious, I appreciate you all for taking your time to listen to the Zoom video.
Right.
Do subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Holy Water and Green Tea channel. The description and everything is below.
No, just tell them, just hashtag my name. Tell them to subscribe to your channel. We're gonna build your platform first.
Yes, I mean, if they ain't eating, I eating. You know what I'm saying? So double subscribe. But peace and blessings, family.
Cool. All right.
Yes.
All right, bro.
Peace and blessings.